In this fifth part of week 2 process modeling unit online lecture recording video, we continue the discussions on the energy balances. So besides the mass balances, the other important entity is the energy. Chemical components can be transformed into other chemicals and that can involve an energy changes. Energy can be released or consumed during reaction and is often consumed during separation. Energy balances is an important part of the process modeling for analysis and design. And the total energy can generally be decomposed into thermal energy, mechanical energy, electrical energy, and other forms. So in this slide, we are showing the general form of the energy balances, where U in here refers to the internal energy, K in here is the kinetic energy, and P in here is the potential energy. And then Q in Q out is heat entering the systems and heat exiting the system. Okay, and then this W is the chef work done by a system on the surroundings, and WPV in here is the pressure volume work done by the system on the surroundings. And M in here refers to the mass of the systems. In most cases, the internal energy dominates the total energy balance, then K and P terms can be neglected. Okay, if we do neglect that thing, then we end up with this particular expressions. And then by noticing the definitions for the pressure volume work, then we can simplify it further to the most bottom form. Okay, and then the energy balance can also be expressed in terms of the enthalpy, which is defined as the sum of the internal energy and the multiplication of the pressure and volume. So if we do it like that, then we will get the expressions on the bottom of the slide. Okay, I would encourage you to go and repeat these derivations by yourself on your own note. So now we consider an example. Mixing tank with one inlet. A tank with constant volume has one inflow with a volumetric flow rate Q and an inflow temperature T in. The assumptions in here is that the tank has a constant volume and there is an ideal mixing. The enthalpy in the tank is equal everywhere and the outflow enthalpy is the same as the tank enthalpy, which is the perfect mixing. The density is constant. So in will be equal to out plus accumulations. Okay, what is important in here is the unit. So always check the unit, meter cube per second multiplied by kilogram per meter cube multiplied by joule per kilogram for the H or the enthalpy. Then as we can see in here, then this can cancel off. Then we have joule per second. Okay, then the same with this term as well. We check. So this one will be meter cube, kilogram per meter cube multiplied by joule per kilogram divided by second. So we end up having the same unit of joule per second. And then we further has an assumption that all the density is constant and Q in equal to Q out will be equal to Q. Then we will have these expressions in here. And then if we assume also that the enthalpy is proportional to the difference between temperature and reference temperature, then we can take H as equal to this Cp min equal to multiplied by the T minus T naught. Then we can simplify this in terms of the change in the temperature with respect to time. Okay, and the final equations can only be obtained if the heat capacity is almost constant. Moving on into the next one, momentum balance. Conservation of momentum is not very important in LAM models. Normally, it becomes important if we discuss a distributed, I think distributed model, like some of you have done in your transfer phenomena. Okay, because it is unusual to have moving LAM model. Dynamic momentum balances are possible, but usually occur only in mechanics. On the other hand, if we want to consider a momentum balance in steady state, then it's called a force balance. Okay, the main difference between the momentum balance and the with the mass energy balance is that momentum balance has directions. Therefore, one momentum balance should be written for each directions in the modeling problem. Okay, this momentum balance become more important in for transfer phenomena, or if you really go deeply into this one, then there is a special branch called the computational fluid dynamics. Okay, that will end our discussions for this week 2 process modeling unit. I will encourage you to contact me or to show up in the drop-in sessions to ask me any questions that you have. Okay, thank you for listening.